In a quiet corner of a forgotten town, where the echoes of history mingled with the whispering winds of time, there stood an old building that many had passed by without a second glance. Its weathered brick facade and time-worn windows hinted at secrets long buried beneath layers of dust and memory. Inside this building, in an attic filled with relics of bygone days, lay two objects that would soon intertwine the fates of those who dared to uncover their mysteries: an old TC and a mysterious box. The old TC, as it was known by the few who remembered its legend, was no ordinary device. Its metal casing was etched with faded inscriptions and symbols that spoke of a time when technology was as enigmatic as magic itself. Once the pride of a pioneering inventor who dreamed of transcending the limitations of the era, the TC had long since fallen into obscurity. It had been left to slumber in the dark recesses of the attic, its purpose forgotten by time. But fate, it seemed, had other plans. At the heart of our story was Adrian Moore, a man whose life had been a tapestry of quiet routine and buried longing. Adrian, in his early 40s, carried with him the weight of unanswered questions and memories that had haunted him since childhood. He had spent years wandering through dusty antique shops and forgotten warehouses, searching for relics that might unlock the secrets of his own past. It was during one of these solitary quests that he stumbled upon the old building. Something about its silent allure and the aura of mystery that clung to its walls compelled him to step inside. In the dim light of the attic, Adrian's eyes fell upon the old TC, a contraption of intricate gears, copper wires, and a peculiar dial that seemed to pulse with a heartbeat of its own. It was as if the device was waiting for him, waiting for the moment when its secrets would be revealed. Beside it, partially hidden under a worn velvet cloth, lay a wooden box of exquisite craftsmanship. The box was adorned with carvings that resembled cryptic symbols and swirling patterns reminiscent of an ancient language. Its surface bore the marks of age, yet it exuded a quiet dignity that suggested it held something of great value, perhaps even the answers to mysteries that had long perplexed generations. Compelled by an irresistible mixture of curiosity and destiny, Adrian carefully lifted the box from its resting place. As his fingers brushed against its smooth surface, he felt a jolt of energy ripple through him, a sensation both foreign and familiar. With a steady hand, he slowly opened the box, revealing an assortment of objects nestled inside. Yellowed papers with handwritten notes, a set of delicate keys made of tarnished brass, and a small, intricately designed locket. Each item seemed to pulsate with a hidden story, a secret waiting to be unraveled. Over the following days, Adrian found himself drawn back to the old building time and time again. The old TC and the mystery box became the focal points of his life, a beacon guiding him through a labyrinth of memories and unspoken truths. In the solitude of the attic, he began to piece together the fragments of a puzzle that spanned generations. Every note in the box, every symbol etched on the TC, hinted at a narrative that was at once personal and universal, a tale of love, loss, betrayal, and ultimately, redemption. Adrian discovered that the old TC was not merely an outdated piece of technology. It was a repository of hidden recordings, messages from a past long obscured by the passage of time. With painstaking care, he cleaned the device, reconnected its intricate wiring, and managed to power it up. To his amazement, the machine hummed to life, and through its small speaker, a soft, crackling voice began to speak. The voice was gentle, imbued with an accent of a distant era, and it recounted a story that seemed to mirror the very essence of Adrian's own inner turmoil. The recording spoke of a brilliant inventor whose love for a mysterious woman had been thwarted by circumstances beyond control, a love that was destined to be forgotten but preserved within the mechanical heart of the TC. As the voice recited its cryptic message, Adrian's mind raced. Could it be that the old TC held the key to his own past? Did his family history intertwine with the fabled inventor and the enigmatic woman? These questions spiraled in his thoughts as he listened to the recorded voice, each word stirring emotions he had long suppressed. With every passing moment, the boundaries between his own memories and the voice's tale blurred, leading him to wonder if he was reliving the secrets of an era he had never known, or if perhaps his destiny was inexplicably linked to that long-forgotten love story. Simultaneously, the contents of the mystery box began to reveal their own enigmatic narrative. The handwritten notes were fragments of letters written in a flowing script that spoke of clandestine meetings, secret rendezvous, and promises made under starlit skies. They hinted at an affair that was as passionate as it was doomed, a romance that had blossomed in the shadows and withered under the harsh light of reality. The brass keys, with their intricate designs, appear to be more than mere relics. They were symbols of access, each one possibly unlocking a hidden chamber or secret compartment within a place of deep personal significance. The locket, delicate and fragile, contained a faded portrait of a woman whose eyes shone with both joy and sorrow, a woman whose identity remained shrouded in mystery, yet whose presence resonated with a power that transcended time. Driven by an insatiable desire to uncover the truth, Adrian embarked on a journey that took him to the dusty archives of old libraries, to the whispered recollections of aging locals, and even to the secret corners of his own family's history. With every new clue he uncovered, the narrative grew richer and more intricate, weaving together threads of past and present into a tapestry of human emotion. The inventor, the mysterious woman, and the legacy of the old TC all formed parts of a mosaic that seemed to prefigure events in Adrian's own life. A life marked by moments of inexplicable déjà vu, by dreams of distant places, and by a longing for connection that defied explanation. In his quest, Adrian encountered obstacles that tested both his resolve and his sanity. There were nights when the line between reality and the spectral whispers of the past blurred, and he found himself standing in the middle of the attic, surrounded by shadows that danced on the walls, as if the very spirits of the long-departed were urging him onward. He began to document his experiences in a leather-bound journal, scribbling down every detail, every sensation that passed through his mind. The journal soon filled with cryptic drawings, fragments of poetry, and impassioned reflections on fate and destiny. In these pages, Adrian's inner world was laid bare, a world in which grief and hope, despair and determination coexisted in a delicate balance. As the mystery deepened, Adrian discovered that the old TC had been passed down through a family lineage that he had only recently become aware of, a lineage steeped in secrets, marked by tragic love stories, and bound by a solemn duty to preserve the truth. The recordings revealed that the inventor had created the TC not only as a tool for capturing moments of time, but as a vessel for immortalizing the essence of a love that had been lost. The voice on the TC spoke of a promise to return, of a destiny that could not be denied. It recounted how the mystery box had been entrusted to someone dear, someone who was meant to safeguard its secrets until the right moment arrived. In the midst of this swirling confluence of revelations, Adrian began to sense that he, too, was a keeper of this legacy. The uncanny resemblance of the woman in the locket to a portrait he had seen in an old family album. The shared symbols between the notes and a crest that had been passed down as a family heirloom all hinted at a connection that transcended mere coincidence. His own life, with its quiet moments of introspection and the unexplained pull toward the attic, now seemed to be inextricably linked to the saga of the old TC and the mystery box. Haunted by these discoveries, Adrian's search for answers led him to the doorstep of an elderly historian known simply as Mr. Whitaker, a man whose lifetime of study had earned him a reputation as an authority on the town's most elusive secrets. Mr. Whitaker listened intently as Adrian recounted his experiences, his voice trembling with both excitement and trepidation. In the flickering light of Mr. Whitaker's study, surrounded by stacks of yellowed manuscripts and ancient maps, the historian revealed that the tale of the old TC and the mystery box was more than a family legend. It was a story that had been whispered in the town for generations, a story of forbidden love, sacrifice, and a promise that would echo through time. According to Mr. Whitaker, The inventor had fallen in love with a woman whose beauty and spirit defied the conventions of her time. Their love had been a clandestine affair, a dangerous liaison that had forced them to hide their passion from a world that would never understand. In a final act of desperation, the inventor had constructed the TC as a repository for their memories, a device that would record not only their voices, but the very emotions that bound them together. The mystery box, Mr. Whitaker explained, was a time capsule of sorts, a container meant to preserve tokens of their love until the day when destiny deemed it time for the truth to be unveiled. The historian's voice wavered as he described how the box had disappeared from public view, only to resurface in the attic of an abandoned building decades later, as if guided by fate. Emboldened by this new information, Adrian plunged deeper into the mystery. His nights became a blend of fevered research and restless dreams. In one particularly vivid dream, he found himself back in the attic, standing before the old TC as if it were a living entity. The machine's dial spun wildly as a spectral figure, a woman with eyes that shimmered like distant stars, appeared before him. In a language that transcended words, she spoke of love lost and the enduring promise of reunion. When he awoke, the image of her face was burned into his memory, fueling a determination that bordered on obsession. The days that followed were marked by a series of startling coincidences and inexplicable events. Adrian began receiving anonymous letters, written in the same elegant script as the notes in the mystery box. The letters spoke of a destiny intertwined with the legacy of the old TC and hinted at a final revelation that would shatter the boundaries of time. At first, he suspected that someone might be toying with him, orchestrating an elaborate ruse. But as the letters continued to arrive, each bearing clues that corresponded with details he had already uncovered, it became clear that there was a greater force at work, a force that had been guiding him all along. With every new piece of evidence, the story of the old TC and the mystery box grew richer, evolving into a tapestry of love, heartbreak, and a relentless search for truth. Adrian learned that the keys found in the box were not mere trinkets, but were intended to open a hidden compartment within an old family estate, a place where the inventor and his beloved had stored the final testament of their passion. Driven by a mixture of anticipation and apprehension, Adrian set out to locate this estate, following a trail of subtle hints left in faded photographs, obscure maps, and the enigmatic letters that now punctuated his days. The journey took him across misty moors and crumbling villages, through libraries where the scent of old paper mingled with whispers of the past, and into the depths of history itself. Along the way, he encountered people whose lives had been touched by the legacy of the old TC. A recluse who claimed to have once heard the voice of the inventor in his dreams. A young woman who possessed an uncanny resemblance to the mysterious lady in the locket, and a guardian of secrets who warned him of the dangers of unveiling truths that were meant to remain hidden. Each encounter added another layer of complexity to the mystery, and every step forward was met with both revelations and unforeseen setbacks. At times, the weight of his quest pressed heavily upon him. There were moments when the line between determination and despair blurred, when the ghosts of the past seemed to materialize before him in fleeting shadows and half-whispered voices. Yet, even in the darkest hours, the flicker of hope, a belief that love, even in its most tragic form, held the power to endure, kept him moving forward. The legacy of the old TC and the mystery box was no longer just a puzzle to be solved. It had become a beacon of resilience, a reminder that the human heart was capable of transforming sorrow into strength. In a climactic convergence of fate and fortune, Adrian finally reached the secluded estate described in the letters. Nestled on the edge of a forgotten forest, the estate was a relic of a bygone era, a stately manor whose ivy-clad walls and silent corridors whispered secrets of a passion that had once burned brightly within its halls. With trembling hands, he used the brass keys from the mystery box to unlock a concealed door hidden behind a tapestry in a long-abandoned wing of the manor. What lay beyond was nothing short of breathtaking. a hidden chamber filled with mementos, photographs, and letters that told the full story of the forbidden romance, the sacrifices made in the name of love, and the promise that had been sealed within the old TC. In that moment, as the truth unfurled before him like the petals of a rare and delicate flower, Adrian felt an overwhelming surge of emotion. The room was imbued with the bittersweet echoes of lost time, a time when two souls had defied convention, had dared to love in the face of insurmountable obstacles, and had left behind a legacy that would echo through the ages. The letters recounted in exquisite detail the passionate declarations, the quiet moments of intimacy, and the inevitable heartbreak that had torn the lovers apart. And yet, within the sorrowful lines, there lay a testament to the enduring power of love, a love that had transcended the boundaries of life and death, that had been immortalized in the very workings of the old TC. Tears streamed down Adrian's face as he read the final letter, a letter that spoke of a promise to be reunited in another time, another place, where the pain of separation would be but a distant memory. It was a promise that resonated with the deepest parts of his soul, stirring emotions that he had long kept buried. In that hidden chamber, surrounded by relics of a past steeped in both beauty and tragedy, he realized that the mystery of the old TC and the mystery box was not merely about uncovering secrets. It was about understanding the fragility of human connection, the impermanence of life's most cherished moments, and the eternal hope that even in the midst of heartbreak, there was the possibility of rebirth. Returning to the old building with the TC and the mystery box, Adrian felt as though he had been forever changed. The weight of the past, once a heavy burden, had transformed into a wellspring of inspiration and resolve. The device that had once sat silently in the attic now hummed with a renewed purpose, its recordings a bridge between eras and a testament to the immortal nature of love. Every time Adrian listened to the soft, crackling voice emerging from the TC, he was reminded of the promises made long ago and the unbreakable bonds that even time could not sever. As the years passed, Adrian became the guardian of this legacy, a custodian of memories that span generations. He meticulously restored the old TC and preserved the contents of the mystery box, sharing their story with those who sought solace in the echoes of the past. His journey, marked by moments of profound loss and unexpected beauty, resonated with anyone who had ever experienced the sting of betrayal or the bittersweet taste of hope. The enigma of the old TC and the mystery box became a legend in its own right, a story passed down among friends, whispered in hushed tones in crowded cafes, and inscribed in the hearts of those who believed in the transcendent power of love and memory. In the twilight of his life, Adrian would often sit in the attic, surrounded by the relics of a time that seemed both distant and achingly near. The soft hum of the TC, the gentle rustle of old papers, and the faint glow of memories all converged into a symphony of emotion, a reminder that even in the face of sorrow and mystery, there was a beauty that defied explanation. And so, the story of the old TC and the mystery box lived on, a timeless saga of passion, loss, and the relentless pursuit of truth that continues to inspire and captivate all who dare to listen.